Watch this.
It's Friday. You know what that means? It's time to end the week here on the 208. We'll start with this. Innovation on the roads to help keep pedestrians safe and traffic moving. We're going to introduce you to a new project from the Ada County Highway District, one that they hope will expand across the entire area. The numbers are in for the 2024 election cycle. Can you guess how much money legislative candidates raised? How about the most expensive races? Lots of dollars and cents to dig into. Idaho Senator Jim Risch believes that the Lava Ridge Wind Project in eastern Idaho should be stopped. So much so that he's advancing legislation in D.C. to make it happen. We talked to the senator about his efforts. The Ada County Highway District is testing out a new right lane turn signal tool to help improve pedestrian safety. The tool is live at just one intersection in the entire county right now, but there is potential to put it up at other locations if it works. Aspen Shumpert spoke with ACHD about the tool, and she'll show us how it works.
The Ada County Highway District is looking at ways to increase pedestrian safety at certain intersections.
Pedestrians are a absolutely high priority for ACHD.
Currently, at about 50 intersections, ACHD gives a pedestrian a walking signal first, and drivers in lanes going straight and turning right wait for the green light signal to change 7 seconds later.
That way the pedestrians have roughly 7 seconds to get out into the middle of the crosswalk so that those right turning vehicles can see them before they make the right hand turn.
Will Lloyd, a traffic engineer with ACHD, says their new tool, called a leading pedestrian interval, or LTI, is a step above that.
Instead of holding off the entirety of the through movement, what we'll do is we'll hold off just the right turns.
When a pedestrian needs to cross, they'll press the button and wait for the pedestrian's signal. The drivers going straight get a green light, the same time as the pedestrian crossing. But the driver in the furthest right lane, waiting to turn right, will keep a red light for 7 seconds before they'll get a yellow arrow to turn when the path is clear.
That gives the pedestrians the same level of safety, lets them get out into the middle of the intersection before the right-hand turners take effect, but doesn't slow down our through-moving vehicles.
And Lloyd says ACHD chose the Meridian and Ustick intersection for a reason.
This location was a good match as far as vehicular volume goes and as far as the infrastructure that we had already at the intersection that is required to be in place to put in something like an LTI.
Lloyd says the goal is to reduce the level of vehicle-pedestrian collisions.
Nobody wants to sit at a red light. If we had instantaneous transportation, I think that would be the end-all be-all. But unfortunately, the trade-off is either sit at a red light a little bit longer or risk running over a pedestrian. And I would rather sit at a red light a little bit longer.
ACHD will test out this model at the intersection of Meridian and Ustick for the next few months. If it does what they want it to do, ACHD says they will implement this at more intersections in the county. And Joe, of course, this doesn't mean every intersection in the county, just the ones they think will make a right fit for this tool.
Yeah, because, not every intersection really has that much pedestrian traffic, but the one they highlighted as the test market, I'm interested to see how this goes. I've heard other people brainstorm ideas, and you can only find out how they work when you try things.
That's true. And not every intersection in the county has right turn signals, right turn lanes, so it has to be a right fit for the tool.
All right, Aspen Shumpert reporting on the 208. Thank you very much, Aspen. All right, if you hear me say the season of giving, you probably imagine holiday charity drives, which is good. I'm happy if that's what comes to mind for you when I say the season of giving. And we will circle back to that season of giving in a bit. But when you say season of giving, there is another place your brain can go: politics. Yeah, 2024 was an extended season of giving. We've kept tabs on the avalanche of money that political candidates raised from Idahoans this cycle, and there are some final numbers still coming in, but we now have a pretty good indicator about the total amount of cash and considerations that candidates for office brought in. The biggest pot that we're going to look at right now, Idaho lawmakers vying for a spot at the legislature. You may remember, every single seat at the State House was up for election on November 5th and by proxy during the May primary. The hot spots, swing districts, yeah, they brought in some pretty hefty numbers. And let's be a children's program for just a minute. Ready? Come on, play along at home. Shout out at your TV and answer to this next question. Are you ready? How much money in total did legislative candidates raise in 2024? Oh, I'm listening. Yes, those are some good guesses. Well, let's reveal the number. Are your guesses correct? The final tally for you, $7,713,233.19. That includes all legislative candidates. Breaking it down by party, the Republican candidates brought in $5,561,527.94. Democratic candidates raised $2,122,781.60. And then the other parties, unaffiliated, Libertarian and Constitutional Party, brought in $20,000. And the most expensive races, they centered on District 15. Between the 2 House and 1 Senate seats in that district, candidates raised $621,308.15. 2 of the 3 highest total raised in terms of individual candidates came from a District 15 race. Democrat Steve Birch and Rick Just, they raised about $201,000 and $153,000 respectively. Representative Birch won his seat, Just did not. By the way, 12 different candidates brought in $100,000 or more. And again, that is just the legislative candidates. The PACs, the political action committees in 2024, during the cycle, they brought in more than $4.6 million. A lot of attention on Proposition 1, but the PACs, they do a lot more than just that single issue. So here's my thought, my challenge, I guess, to Idaho. Let's crush those numbers in terms of giving to people in need. Yes, politics are important, and I'm not naive enough to pretend I don't understand why so much money was pushed into 2024 politics, but let's help the people in need too in our community. And something else that came out of the election, a new administration at the federal level, and one that Senator Jim Risch is excited to help push his legislation to block the Lava Ridge Wind Project. And we heard from Idaho Senator Jim Risch a few weeks ago on the topic of Lava Ridge, proposed wind energy project in eastern Idaho. And Senator Risch told us that if Donald Trump was elected, and he was, that he believed the project would never happen. So Donald Trump was elected, and Senator Risch has now started action to stop the project, something Idahoans in eastern Idaho have asked him to do for years. Senator Risch pitched federal legislation to delay approval of the project by the Bureau of Land Management. That legislation passed, and it passed out of committee just this week, paving an official way for a stoppage. It's a simple bill. For real, it's not even 2 pages, and it says, quote, "The Secretary of the Interior may not issue any authorization for this project." The caveat at the end of the bill, it leaves the door slightly open for the project, saying that the federal government needs to, quote, "complete a report identifying potential adverse effects of the project on or to the Minidoka National Historic Site, wildlife, cultural resources, transportations." You get the message. Here's what Senator Risch had to say.
We're going to get this done. This is the wrong project in the wrong place at the wrong time. And, we come here to Washington, D.C. to help Idahoans, and that's what we're going to pursue with this.
Senator Risch says that his action is based on feedback from Idahoans who live in the area. They have been very vocal about stopping the project, both because of the value and meaning of the Minidoka Historical Site, as well as environmental concerns. If legislation stalls, executive action from the president could happen to stop it as well. For more info, you can check out ktvb.com.
A big part of this mitigation plan is that they are required to secure an amount of water in order to keep the senior surface water rights whole.
We want to be able to capture as much of that as possible, put it in the aquifer, which benefits us and also benefits the surface water users as that exits the aquifer through spring flows.
The water deal is done. Surface and groundwater users agreed on a change to keep the precious resources flowing. And to celebrate it, Governor Brad Little and Lieutenant Governor Scott Bedke proclaimed today Idaho Water Day. Happy Water Day to you and yours. And they both were in Twin Falls with farmers to celebrate the success of the new plan, of that water mitigation plan. It's the season of giving, and our largest giving campaign is only a few weeks out. 7 Cares Idaho Shares benefits a lot of great charities in our area, across the state and beyond, and we talked to some of the leaders to find out how you can help. It's that time. Time to tell us what you think of the show or anything going on around or near the 208. Text us with your name and hashtag the 208 to the number on your screen. 208-321-5614. We'll show as many as we can live at the end of the half hour. Seven Cares Idaho Shares is coming up on December 14th. That is a Saturday. You can join us for a day of caring and drop off your non-perishable food and cash donations at one of 4 locations between 8 a.m. and noon. Come hang out with the KTVB team at these locations. We are creating a party atmosphere and everyone is welcome. Bring food, non-perishables preferred, as well as cash and coins. And your generous donations, they help so many people across Idaho. You can see the beneficiaries of 7 Cares. And if you need more information or you're looking for more resources, you can find those at ktvb.com. But we're giving you some behind-the-scenes details from the nonprofit world this week, coming up on Viewpoint. Sunday at 9 a.m. right here on News Channel 7. Joining us for Viewpoint this week, Kevin Bailey, CEO of the Idaho Nonprofit Center, and Steve Burns, President and CEO of the Idaho Community Foundation. Those 2 groups very recently merged together. So they're excited for their new adventure and the season of giving with 7 Cares.
18 months ago, Steve and I started talking about how we could do more together to serve nonprofits and serve the philanthropic community all across Idaho. We both cover the whole state, so there was some challenges on how do we do more together in every region, every community of the state. And we also just asked ourselves the question, if we were restarting these 2 organizations tomorrow, would we start as one organization together, able to do much more together, or would we have 2 separate? And we kind of came back to that conclusion that this really should be one consolidated, merged organization serving nonprofits and philanthropy across the state.
That first time I was out there at Albertson Stadium, and you just got lines of people showing up, truckloads of people coming through. People are singing. There's characters in costume. I mean, it's just a big party. It's a party, but it's a celebration. It's a celebration of the community.
It really is. Kevin, what about you? Do you remember your first 7 Cares campaign?
Well, we, as you know, we've been involved with giving campaigns with you all with Idaho Gives, and any giving campaign is super important for the state. And as Steve said, this is an opportunity to really celebrate, and you see on the screen there the excitement that people have around this campaign. So, yeah, I'm very excited. This is my first one as a merged organization.
You can find our whole conversation, Viewpoint, 9 a.m. on Sunday. It'll also be available on demand on KTVB+. Got some news and notes for you from around the 208, including a sad update to an incredibly sad story. Blackfoot police found the mother of a dead baby that was left in a safe haven baby box. A lot of community attention on this. Abby Davis tells that and more in today's 411.
The 18-year-old mother of the dead baby left in a safe haven baby box back in October is now in jail. Today, Blackfoot police said they arrested Angel Newberry from Twin Falls for failing to report a death, which is a felony. The Safe Haven baby boxes are for parents to surrender their uninjured newborn babies without legal repercussions. Putting an injured or dead baby in the box is illegal. Today is the last day to donate to the Caldwell Fire Department's food drive supporting the Caldwell Salvation Army. They're looking for non-perishables like canned food, pasta, rice, peanut butter, and more. You can drop off your donations at any Caldwell fire station. Sticking with the season of giving, Boise Bicycle Project needs your help making a kid's dream bike come true. Starting December 2nd, you can adopt a dream bike, which means you're covering the cost of repairs and accessories. Or you can donate your time or money. The kids get their bikes on December 14th at the Holiday Bike Giveaway. They have more than 600 requests, which is a record. Indian Creek Plaza in Caldwell is ready for the holidays. Tonight, the ice ribbon opens for skating at 5 to 10:30. Then at 7, the 42-foot tall musical Christmas tree is getting lit. Right after, walk through the Winter Wonderland and enjoy more than 1 million lights. All weekend long, there will be shopping, entertainment, and of course, Santa Claus. Happy holidays, everyone! Start your Saturday with Jay Tust and Brady Frederick on the official TV station for Bronco Nation. Tune in for our exclusive pregame show on the sidelines of War Memorial Stadium for an in-depth breakdown of Boise State's conference clash with Wyoming. The Bronco Roundup Game Day show airs live at 4 p.m. tomorrow on KTVB Channel 7, KTVB.com, KTVB Plus on Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, and the KTVB mobile app. That's the 411 on the 208. I'm Abby Davis.
We've got a unique Feel Good Friday this week. It's an announcement from me. Don't worry, it's good news. Remember, this is a Feel Good Friday. What's your good news? Send it to us, 208-321-5614. Please include your name so we can give you credit, and hashtag the 208 so we know the message is for us. Please keep it clean, concise, and clever. We will get to as many as we can live at the end of the show.
goodness, I love looking at that pretty snow. Unfortunately, in Boise, we were nowhere close to that today because we hit the 60s for the high today. That's about 15 degrees above normal for the end of November. The winds were starting to pick up a little bit ago, but now it seems like they're remaining calm for the time being. We saw this precipitation in the entire southwest Idaho region come in and out throughout the day. We saw some showers this morning, had a little bit of a break in the afternoon, and are expecting them to pick up again later tonight and be heavier overnight. But I want to point out that we are expecting to have some pretty strong gusts tonight, so that's important to note for your Friday night if you're going to be heading outside. We also want to point out that there is a winter storm warning in place for the central Idaho mountains. That's Sun Valley, Sawtooth, Stanley area, and that's from tonight at 11 p.m. until tomorrow night, Saturday at 11 p.m. And that's because they are expecting a storm to roll through at some point, and that might be leaving some snow, which could make driving conditions a little iffy. In higher elevations at 7,000 feet, they're expecting 8 to 16 inches of snow, and then elevations lower than that, they're expecting anywhere between 4 to 10 inches of snow. For precipitation, as I mentioned, we're expecting it to come back tonight. This is at 9:30 p.m. when we expect that widespread precipitation to roll through, pick up overnight, and then expected to get some decent amount of widespread snow in the mountains tomorrow morning, and kind of just come and go as the afternoon progresses. The valley would only be seeing maybe about half an inch, a quarter of an inch of precipitation as that afternoon progresses. But tomorrow morning, we do have a cold front rolling through, so tomorrow's not going to get as warm as it was today. The high for tomorrow is only expected to be 50s, but again, keep those wet conditions in mind as the day progresses tomorrow. There is a slight chance of thunderstorm conditions tomorrow afternoon, so keep that in mind. It's not looking too bad right now, but there is that possibility. Sunday, there might be some snowflakes in the morning, but after the sun comes up, it's looking like it's going to be a pretty sunny day. And then from then on, the temperatures really just start to decrease as the week progresses, leading to a very cold Thanksgiving on Thursday.
Well, we have a little feel-good Friday for you, but selfishly, it is about me today. A few things we want to tell you about. So you may remember, in terms of storytelling, a few months ago, my wife Haley and I, we announced that we were having a baby boy. Well, we are finally ready to meet him when he arrives, hopefully sometime next week, which means I will be taking some time off to be with my family. That also means that the live 208s on Friday, the show where I love to host and talk with you guys, we're going to take a little bit of a break till I return. So the Friday 208, it's not going away, but we do have a little bit of a different look for you. Our phenomenal team has put together some of our favorite stories, so still tune in Fridays for a fun 208 to start your weekend. The regular 208 will resume as normal Monday through Thursday at 5 p.m. on KTVB, KTVB Plus, and on KTVB's YouTube page. And we so appreciate all your support. Thank you so much. And if you have any parenting advice, I've been following the text messages. Send us more, 208-321-5614. We're going to get to some of these comments and pieces of advice live at the end of the show. We will be right back after a quick break. All right, let's wrap it up. Let's see what you had to say about the program. First, how do these new right turn signals prevent people making a right turn on red from hitting pedestrians? I have found that many drivers don't even come to a stop prior to turning red. That's Michal in Boise. I have found the same thing. So the idea, though, here with the program is to give pedestrians a head start into the crosswalk so then that the cars can see them. They will wait and then go. Just a good rule of thumb, though, for everyone. You should be watching the pedestrians. I agree with what Michal said. People seem to just keep going. Okay, this person says, Chuck in Boise, I just hope with all the money that was raised for the political candidates that the legislators serve their constituents first and not the out-of-state money providers. It's a good point, and I've seen some similar concerns. Okay, this person says, yeah, Joe, yes, 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 give to charity and those in need, not just political campaigns. There's so much need. There really is. When I talk with community service and nonprofits across Idaho, there is a lot of need in our communities right now. Some good places that we could certainly be sending it to. Okay, Susan says, my good news is that I am honored to be able to volunteer at the Meridian Food Bank. It makes me so happy to be able to help others. That's Susan in Meridian. Yes, that is great news. Let's see. Sean says, congratulations, Joe. Go to the movies now after the birth. You won't be going for 3 years or so. It's a great point. I'm taking my wife to see Wicked this weekend. She's very excited. I really had not thought about the idea of that will be the last time I'm going to movie theater for a while, so appreciate that. Hey, Joe, it's been awesome watching and listening to you. Thank you so much for all the texts back to me in the past. I know you will be a great father, Joe, and help your wife through it all. Congratulations. Yes, thank you so much. I see all the comments. I'm going to read all of them. Hopefully I'll have time to respond. Yes, I'm going to take it all in. I appreciate all the advice. I will be back in January. We will be back on Monday. See you soon.